Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. I am here with my good friend today. How are you?
I am doing great. I am so happy to be here to talk with you. It is a beautiful day.
It really is. Today, I want to talk about daily life. You know, the things we do every single day from the moment we wake up.
That is a perfect topic. Everyone has a routine, right? My routine starts very early. What about you? Are you a morning person?
Not really. I love my bed. I usually wake up at 7 a.m., but I stay in bed for 10 more minutes. I like to check my phone and look at the weather.
I am the opposite. I wake up at 6 a.m. exactly. I do not use an alarm clock anymore. My body just knows it is time to start the day.
Wow, 6 a.m.? That is so early. What is the first thing you do when you get out of bed?
First, I drink a big glass of water. It helps me feel awake. Then I go to the kitchen to make some coffee. I love the smell of fresh coffee in the morning.
I agree. The smell of coffee is the best. I usually have tea, though. After I get up, I go to the bathroom to wash my face and brush my teeth. It makes me feel fresh.
Washing your face is important. I also take a quick shower in the morning. It helps me wake up my brain. After my shower, I get dressed. I usually pick my clothes the night before, so I don't have to think about it in the morning.
That is very smart. I spend too much time looking at my closet. Should I wear the blue shirt or the red one? It takes me 5 minutes just to decide.
I like to keep things simple. Once I am dressed, I eat breakfast. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day.
What do you usually eat for breakfast? Do you cook a big meal?
No, not usually. I usually have something simple, like eggs and toast. Sometimes I have fruit and yogurt. What about you?
I usually eat cereal with milk. It is fast and easy. If I have more time on the weekend, I make pancakes or eggs with sausages.
Pancakes are delicious. But during the week, I try to eat healthy things. I think a good breakfast gives you energy for the whole day.
You are right. If I skip breakfast, I feel very tired by 10 a.m. I also try to pack a lunch for work while I am in the kitchen.
I do that too. It saves money and it is much healthier than buying fast food. Do you usually take a sandwich or leftovers from dinner?
Usually a sandwich and an apple. It's easy to eat at my desk.
I prefer salads or rice with vegetables. After breakfast, I check my bag to make sure I have my keys, my phone, and my wallet. Then I am ready to leave.
I always lose my keys. I spend 5 minutes looking for them every morning. I need to start putting them in the same place every night.
That is a good habit to have. Small habits make daily life much easier. Speaking of habits, do you drink a lot of water during the day?
I try to. I have a big blue water bottle on my desk at work. I try to finish it 2 times before I go home.
That is great. I find that if I don't drink enough water, I get a headache in the afternoon. I also try to avoid drinking too much soda.
Soda has so much sugar. I prefer sparkling water if I want something with bubbles. It feels like a treat, but it is much better for my teeth.
I agree. Another thing I started doing recently is taking the stairs instead of the elevator. It is a small way to stay active.
That is a tough one. My office is on the 5th floor. I think I would be very tired if I walked up all those steps every morning.
It was hard at first, but now it feels normal. My legs feel stronger. It's like a mini workout before I start my job.
Maybe I should try that. I usually feel a bit lazy in the morning. I also want to start eating more green vegetables. I know they are good for me, but sometimes I forget to buy them.
I find that if I buy them on the weekend and wash them right away, I am more likely to eat them during the week.
That is a smart tip. Preparation is the key to healthy living, I guess. Do you take any vitamins in the morning too?
I take vitamin C, especially in the winter. I want to make sure I don't get a cold. Staying healthy helps me keep my routine.
Exactly. When you feel sick, everything in your daily life becomes much harder.
Very true. Once my breakfast is finished and I feel healthy and full, I am ready to face the world.
Me too. Let's talk about how we actually get to our jobs after we leave the house. So, how do you get to work? Do you drive your car or take the bus?
I usually take the bus. The bus stop is very close to my house. It takes about 20 minutes to get to the city center.
I like the bus because I can read a book or listen to music while I travel. I drive my car because my office is far from the bus station.
Driving can be stressful if there is a lot of traffic. Do you listen to the radio when you drive?
Yes, I listen to the news or a podcast like this one. It makes the time go by faster. Sometimes the traffic is very bad and it takes me 40 minutes to arrive.
That is a long time. I like walking to the bus stop because I get some fresh air. It is my morning exercise.
That sounds nice. But what do you do if it rains? Do you still walk to the bus?
If it rains, I use a big umbrella and wear my waterproof coat. I don't mind the rain too much.
It makes the air smell very clean.
I admire that. When it rains, the traffic for cars gets even worse. Everyone drives more slowly, and there are often accidents on the main road.
That sounds frustrating. On the bus, I don't have to worry about driving. I can just look out the window and see the shops and the people. Sometimes I see the same people every morning.
Oh, do you talk to them, or do you just say hello?
We don't usually talk deeply, but we smile and say good morning. It feels like a little community of people going to work.
I miss that sometimes. In my car, I am all alone, but I do like the privacy. I can sing along to my favorite songs as loud as I want, and nobody can hear me.
Haha, that sounds like fun. I cannot sing on the bus, or people would think I am very strange.
When I finally reach the office, I have to find a parking space. Sometimes the parking lot is full, and I have to park far away and walk for 5 minutes.
At least you get a little bit of walking in your day then. For me, the bus drops me off right in front of my building. It is very convenient.
Once I park the car, I take my bag and my coffee cup and walk to the entrance. The security guard always says, "Have a nice day."
That is a nice way to start. When I get to work, the first thing I do is say hello to my coworkers. We have a very friendly office.
Me too. We often talk for a few minutes near the coffee machine before we sit down at our desks. We ask about our families or our plans for the evening.
That social time is important. It helps us feel relaxed before the busy work starts.
I agree. After that, I sit down, turn on my computer, and put my phone on silent so I can focus.
That is a good idea. I usually check my emails as soon as I sit down at my desk. It is the start of the real workday.
My workday is usually very busy. I have many meetings in the morning. We talk about our projects and share new ideas.
My morning is quiet. I spend a lot of time writing reports on my computer. I need to focus, so I sometimes wear headphones to block out the noise.
I understand. My office can be very noisy sometimes because people are talking and laughing. Around 11 a.m., I usually feel a little hungry, so I eat a small snack.
What kind of snack? I usually have some nuts or a banana.
I usually have a granola bar. It gives me a little bit of sugar to keep going until lunch. Speaking of lunch, what time do you usually eat?
I eat at 12:30 p.m. I go to a small park near my office if the weather is nice. I like to sit on a bench and see the trees.
That sounds very peaceful. I eat in the break room with my friends. We talk about movies, sports, or our families. It is a good time to relax and not think about work.
Lunch break is very important. You need to give your brain a rest. But do you ever work while you eat?
Sometimes if I have a very big project with a deadline, but I try not to. If I work and eat at the same time, I feel like I never had a break at all.
I agree. I think our brains need a reset. After lunch, I usually feel a bit sleepy for a few minutes.
Oh, me too. The afternoon slump. I usually get another cup of tea to help me stay awake for the rest of the afternoon.
I do the same. This is also the time when I check my to-do list again. I see what I finished in the morning and what I still need to do before 5 p.m.
Do you find it hard to stay productive in the afternoon? I find that between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. I get distracted easily. I start looking at the clock every 10 minutes.
Yes, it is difficult. To stay focused, I use a timer. I work for 25 minutes and then I take a small break for 5 minutes to stand up and stretch my legs.
That is a famous method, right? I think it is called the Pomodoro technique. I should try that. I usually just sit for 3 hours without moving and then my back hurts.
You should definitely move more. Even just walking to the water fountain helps. In the afternoon, I also try to do my easy tasks, like filing papers or organizing my computer folders.
That is smart. I save my phone calls for the afternoon. It is easier to talk to people when I'm feeling a bit tired than it is to write a long, difficult report.
Exactly. Communication is a good way to keep your energy up. Sometimes I walk over to a teammate's desk instead of sending an email. It is faster and more friendly.
I like that. It makes the office feel more like a team. Around 4:30 p.m., I start finishing my last tasks. I don't like to leave work for the next day if I can finish it now.
Me neither. I like to leave my desk clean and tidy. It makes me feel much better when I arrive the next morning and everything is in its place.
A clean desk is a clean mind. By the time the sun starts to go down, I am ready to close my laptop and head home.
I finish at 5:30 p.m., then I walk back to the bus stop. Sometimes I go to the supermarket on my way home to buy food for dinner.
I go to the supermarket on Mondays and Thursdays. I don't like going every day. I prefer to buy everything at once.
That is more efficient. When I get home, the first thing I do is take off my shoes and put on comfortable clothes. I love my home clothes.
Me too. Soft trousers and a big t-shirt. It is the best feeling. But before I relax, I have to deal with the commute home. Is the bus crowded in the evening?
Oh yes, at 5:45 p.m. the bus is very full. Sometimes I have to stand for the whole trip. It is not very comfortable, but I use the time to listen to an audiobook.
I don't like standing on the bus when I am tired. In my car, the traffic is usually worse in the evening than it is in the morning. Everyone is trying to get home at the same time.
Do you ever take a different way home to avoid the traffic?
Sometimes I take the small streets through the neighborhood. It is slower, but there are fewer cars. I like looking at the gardens and the houses. It helps me switch off from work mode.
That is a good idea. I think we need a transition between work and home. If I just go from my desk to my sofa, I still feel stressed.
Exactly. That is why if it is a sunny day, I go for a short walk in my neighborhood after work. I don't go far, just around the block.
Walking is great for relaxing. I usually start cooking dinner right away because I am very hungry by 6:30 p.m. Do you ever order food because you are too tired to cook?
Maybe once a week, usually on Fridays. It feels like a small reward for working hard all week, but usually I prefer a home-cooked meal.
What are you cooking tonight?
Tonight I am making pasta with tomato sauce. It is my favorite easy meal. I add some cheese on top.
That sounds delicious. I am having chicken and vegetables. I like to roast them in the oven. It is healthy and tastes great.
Roasting is so easy. You just put everything on a tray and wait. While the food is in the oven, I usually check my personal mail or water my plants.
I love plants. I have a few on my balcony. Checking on them is very peaceful. It reminds me that there is more to life than just computers and meetings.
I agree. It is the little things that make a house feel like a home. Once the food is ready, I set the table nicely, even if it is just a normal Tuesday.
Do you eat dinner alone or with your family?
I eat with my family. We sit at the table and talk about our day. It is the only time we are all together, without phones or computers.
That is a very good rule. No phones at the table makes the conversation much better. You can really listen to each other.
It is my favorite part of the evening. After we finish eating, we usually stay at the table for a few more minutes just to laugh and talk.
After dinner, I have some free time. I usually wash the dishes first because I don't like a dirty kitchen. Then I sit on the sofa.
I do the dishes too. I find it therapeutic in a way. The warm water and the bubbles make me feel like I am cleaning away the stress of the day.
I never thought of it that way. I just like having a clean house. After the chores are done, I like to sit down with a cup of herbal tea. No caffeine for me in the evening, or I won't sleep.
That is a good rule. I usually have a glass of cold water. Then I like to watch a little bit of television. I enjoy watching comedies or nature documentaries.
Nature documentaries are so relaxing. The colors and the animals are beautiful. I prefer reading books, though. Right now, I am reading a story about a traveler in Africa. It is very interesting.
I wish I could read more. Sometimes I find it hard to concentrate on a book after a long day at the office. My eyes feel tired from looking at the computer screen.
I understand. That is why I like physical books instead of reading on a tablet. It gives my eyes a break from blue light. Do you ever listen to music in the evening?
Often. I have a playlist of chill music. It is mostly acoustic guitar and soft piano. It creates a nice atmosphere in the living room while I'm just relaxing.
That sounds lovely. Sometimes I play games on my phone, but I try not to do that for too long because I don't want to spend my whole life looking at a screen. I also like to call my parents in the evening to see how they are doing.
That is very kind of you. Staying connected with family is so important. I usually call my brother once a week to hear about his kids. On other nights, I might practice a hobby. I am trying to learn how to paint.
Painting? That is amazing. Is it difficult?
A little bit, but it is very relaxing. I use watercolors. I am not very good yet. My trees sometimes look like green clouds, but I enjoy the colors.
That is what matters. A hobby should be fun, not a job. I used to play the guitar, but I haven't practiced in a long time. Maybe I should start again.
You definitely should. Even if you only play for 15 minutes, it's a great way to express yourself. Sometimes I do some light exercise in the evening, like yoga or stretching. It helps my back feel better after sitting at a desk all day.
Yoga is great. I should try that. I feel very stiff sometimes. Do you follow a video online or just do your own movements?
I follow a simple video for beginners. It's only 10 minutes long, but it makes a huge difference in how I feel. My muscles feel much more relaxed.
I will try that tonight. By 9 p.m., I start to slow down. I turn off the big lights and use a small lamp. It tells my brain that the day is almost over.
I do the same. I like a dark, quiet house in the late evening. It makes me feel very peaceful.
It is the perfect time to stop thinking about work and start thinking about rest. Moving from the living room to the bedroom is the final transition of the day.
Around 9:30 p.m., I start getting ready for bed. I go back to the bathroom to brush my teeth again. I also prepare my bag for the next day.
I do that too.
I also check my calendar to see if I have any meetings tomorrow. It helps me feel prepared. If I know what is coming, I don't feel nervous when I wake up.
That is a great point. I also like to check the weather forecast for tomorrow. If it is going to rain, I put my umbrella by the front door. If it is going to be cold, I find my thickest coat.
I should do that. Sometimes I walk outside in the morning and realize I am wearing the wrong clothes. Then I have to run back inside and change, which makes me late for the bus.
Exactly. Preparation saves so much time. I also make sure my phone is charging. I hate it when I wake up and my battery is only at 10%.
Oh, me too. That is the worst. I also like to write in a journal. I write 3 things that I am happy about from today. It helps me have a positive mind before I sleep.
That is a wonderful idea. I think I will start doing that. It is easy to focus on the things that went wrong, so focusing on the good things is a healthy habit.
It really changes your mood. After journaling, I set my alarm, just in case, and I get into bed. I make sure my bedroom is cool and dark.
Do you fall asleep fast?
Usually, yes. I read for 5 minutes in bed, and then my eyes get very heavy. I turn off the light, and I am asleep by 10:30 p.m.
I take a little longer. I sometimes think about all the things I need to do the next day, but I try to listen to some soft music or white noise, like the sound of rain, to help me relax.
I have heard that white noise is very helpful. My sister uses a fan in her room because she likes the steady sound. It blocks out the noise of the cars outside.
I might try a rain sounds app tonight. I find that if I can't sleep, it's usually because I am looking at my phone screen. The light keeps me awake.
That is true. Experts say we should put our phones away 30 minutes before we want to sleep. It gives the brain a chance to produce the sleep hormones.
I will try to leave my phone in the living room tonight. It will be a challenge, but I think I will sleep much better.
Getting enough sleep is so important for your health. If I sleep less than 7 hours, I am very grumpy the next day. I can't think clearly and I drink way too much coffee.
Me too. I need my 8 hours. Sleep is when our bodies fix themselves and our brains organize all the information we learned during the day.
It is the most important healthy habit we have. Once the lights are out, the day is truly finished.
And then, before we know it, the sun comes up and we start all over again.
So that is a full day, from 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. It seems like a lot when we talk about it, but it goes by so fast.
It really does. Every day is a gift. Even the boring parts, like washing dishes or waiting for the bus, are part of our lives. We often wait for the big moments, but life is mostly made of these small, quiet moments.
I agree. I think having a routine makes us feel safe and organized. It gives a rhythm to our existence. But I also think it is important to reflect on whether our routine is making us happy or just keeping us busy.
That is a very deep thought. Sometimes we do things just because we have always done them. For example, I used to check the news every hour, but it just made me feel anxious. Now I only check it once in the morning.
That is a positive change. I think it is good to change things sometimes. If you feel like your daily life is becoming too repetitive, a small shift can help.
Like going to a new cafe on the weekend or taking a different path to work.
Exactly. Small changes make life exciting. I once decided to wake up 30 minutes earlier just to sit on my balcony and look at the birds. It changed my whole mood for the rest of the day.
I love that. It reminds me that we are in control of our time, even if we have to work a 9-to-5 job. We can choose how we spend our mornings and our evenings.
Yes, and we can choose our attitude. Even on a rainy day when the traffic is bad, we can choose to listen to a funny podcast and laugh instead of being angry at the other drivers.
Well, Orus, thank you for sharing your daily life with me and our listeners. It was very interesting to hear how you spend your time and how you think about these daily habits.
Thank you, Corey. I enjoyed it too. It makes me realize that our lives are quite similar, even if the details are different. I hope our listeners learned some new words and phrases today.
I hope so too. To everyone listening, why don't you try to describe your day in English? Even if you just say it to yourself in the mirror, it is great practice.
Yes, practice every day. That is the best way to learn. Consistency is more important than speed. Just like a daily routine, learning a language is about doing a little bit every single day.
That is the perfect way to end this episode. Thank you for watching Daily English Dialogues on YouTube. If you enjoyed this long conversation, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe for part 2.
We have many more topics to cover, so stay tuned. Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful day, no matter what your routine looks like.
Bye-bye. See you in the next one.